Hello, all. Welcome
Oh,
to
it's
Billy Dean's
Sarah.
house.
Hello, Sarah.
This is Hockey on Tap podcast. This is episode, what are we, 178, Panic at the Arena. I'm your host, Bill Dean. This is Sarah. And I'm here with my two
Co-host Sarah.
co-hosts, Shorts and
And-
Schwim.
And Sarah.
Steven, once again, is off in Grenada. We are brought to you by Prime Time Radio, courtesy of Mr. Sam Wu. You can find us on Twitter, Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, Apple and Google Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. Please just a 5-star review if you'd be ever so kind. Sarah, say goodnight. Say goodnight. Good night.
Good night,
Gents,
Sarah.
what are you drinking?
What's Sarah drinking?
What are you drinking? Milk.
Milk? Okay.
Yeah,
Okay.
it's a good thing to have. Milk makes
Nothing I would
makes
have.
you turn
but
out
that's
big
okay.
like Mr. Dean. Esteban drank a lot of milk as a kid, and that's why he's so big.
It's true.
Yes. Yes.
All right,
Yes.
good night.
Very true. It does a body good, as the old
It
saying
does do a
was,
body
or
good.
the old commercial was.
Mm,
I believe.
Sure it does.
All right, so while
Sure.
Sarah has milk, Shorts guy, I texted you. I texted the whole group. I went to a little orchard called Penning's.
Yes.
And
Nice.
I got the seasonal Gimme Something pumpkin.
Nice.
So first time I've had it, pumpkin packed from the pumpkin patch, made with apples and sweet sugar pumpkins harvested on our farm. By the way, check out Penning's. We've said it a bunch of times, but it's a really cool place. You know, they got the cidery on its own lonesome, but then they have the store, and it has another beer tasting flight areas, and it's got food and animals, and pick your own pumpkins, apples, whatever you want to do. Try Penning's Farm; it's fantastic. Free advertising.
Yeah. I mean,
really?
I'm right there with you. I have a keg of Cold Crash here on tap, but that's not what I'm having tonight. And I know you had some Cold Crash over the weekend, which you really liked it.
I love
if
it.
I'm not mistaken.
I love Cold Crash; it's so good.
See, now if you had a kegerator,
Yeah.
you
Here
could
we
have
go.
a keg of Cold Crash.
Next time you
And
come over, you can talk to Beth.
Come on,
I
Nick.
will absolutely, I will
Oh,
absolutely talk.
oh,
to
that's
Beth.
in. Woo!
Hey.
Ooh, by the way, for those
guy
that
put it
are
in.
for those that are new to
What an
to this
idiot.
podcast, this is called Schwim Vision, and
Sorry.
what's going to happen is Schwim is going to continually
have
hoot and
outbursts
holler
throughout.
while on the podcast, and sometimes throw us right off. But it's a funny thing. It's
Yeah.
it's one of those.
totally.
Every once in a while, you
This is
want
going-
to
this is
view
hilarious.
something so crazy as Schwim watching his hockey team, which is Tampa Bay Lightning. If you haven't noticed already.
You can't tell.
Just a little bit.
So yeah, who's
I
drinking
was gonna
what?
s-
Sorry.
I was going to segue into what I'm drinking tonight because even though I have Cold Crash on tap, on the other tap, I just put in a new keg. And although the
Ooh.
glass does not say what it is, the style, I will say it is a Dogfish Head,
Ooh.
and it is
Ooh.
60-minute. And this is a
Heyo.
glass that just happened to walk home with Steven and I when we were down there.
Mysteriously.
Mysteriously, two of them happened to just end up in the place we were staying. Oh, by the way, Nick Paul just got me some points in our fantasy league, which I
Nice.
didn't check my lineup today. Damn it! But yeah, anyway, yeah, I have 60-minute on tap now, and it's a great thing to have on tap. Which
Sure
Billy
is.
Dean, you should get a kegerator. So should you, Swim.
I
I'm an
I
ad
would love
absolutely
to.
should.
kegerator.
I turn on Instagram, and not Instagram. Well, I turn on Instagram too, but I put on Facebook, and I also put on Twitter. And the first Twitter thing that pops up, and if you're a football fan, Deshaun Watson is out for basically the season because he tore his Achilles. And the first thing, it's a meme that comes up, Deshaun Watson on the first day of physical therapy for his torn Achilles. Well, the funny thing is my Achilles is located right next to and then it's another word for a male genitalia. So very good to that memes generator. Gents, let's go what's on
Hey,
tap
what
for
is
today's
Shrimp
episode.
drinking? What's
Oh yeah,
drinking?
Shrimp. We are all over the place
What?
today.
We
Sorry,
are.
I threw
Yeah.
you guys
Sarah,
off
come
with
down.
my outburst. I think I've had this one on here before. I'm not sure. It's a nightmare. It's a Hellas Bach. It's called Iron Cage.
Okay.
I don't know if you can see it.
Nice.
It's a lager. It's what percentage is this? 6.2%. Vienna malts
6.2.
lagered in lightly charred oak.
6.2. Well done.
6.2. Not too bad.
I
Ooh,
like it.
Nick Paul at it again. Come on.
What
Ah.
again?
I should check my fantasy lineup.
He was at
This
it
is
again.
great
He didn't score, though.
podcasting. This is great podcasting.
It
Shrim's
really
watching
is.
something. I'm checking my fantasy lineup, and Billy Dean can't figure out where he's at. So, Billy Dean,
well,
why
I'm
don't you tell us
trying
what's
to.
happening?
Oh, there it is. Panic at the Arena. I was
right.
trying to pull up YouTube Live, and it just wasn't working for me. Yeah, it's all together. It's a disaster over here.
Yeah,
All
well,
right.
what are you gonna
What's on top of today's episode? Here's our weekly snapshot.
Yeah.
So, as you can tell by the title, there is panic all across the NHL, which is ridiculous. It's 5 games. Sometimes, most teams are 5 games, some 6, 7, whatever.
Mhm.
I think is there anyone that has 4? Has everyone
Tampa's
played at least
only
4 now?
Well, today Tampa's playing their 5th today. They were
Well, this
only
would be
at
their
4.
5th,
Got
right?
Carolina. Carolina, maybe, as well.
Tampa, yeah, now would have 4. Carolina also now has. Oh, Capitals only have 4. Are they playing today? Carolina
Nope,
4.
this is the only game tonight because every single team
Okay,
is
so
playing tomorrow.
Yeah,
Yeah, so
you're the only ones. Yeah, you
Caps
and
and Line are the only ones
Toronto
with
the only
4,
ones
and then the
back to
Devils
back.
are the only ones with 8.
Yeah,
Right?
Damn.
Devils are the only ones with 8. Yeah.
And Tampa's down a game. They
Yeah.
had a game. That game in Carolina in Tampa postponed.
yes, they did.
Question mark. So
Which,
that's right.
Which, by the way,
So that would have probably been.
that would have been this would be their 6th, but they still haven't announced when they're going to redo that or make up that
replay
game.
that.
Yeah.
By the way, I'm really excited to go see Amalie Arena for the first time in November, guy.
Yeah,
It's gonna be
guy.
a fun time.
It's good. It's good watching.
Yeah, that's what I hope.
You got to check
I just
out
read something that
the Tesla coil that they have there that goes off all the time. It's pretty cool.
I will. Well, I totally will. And I want to check out some breweries down there in
Oh, yeah.
Tampa's. So
the 4th
check it out.
Deep Blue Sea movie is currently in development.
Oh God.
I didn't know they
Okay.
made 3.
Is
I knew they
Jason
made
Statham in
2.
it?
No, not Deep. No, that's the Meg. The Deep Blue Sea was
No,
right.
Deep
The one
Blue
with
Sea. Oh no, with I'm thinking of what's
Mia
his
Jo-
face?
Is that Mia Jovovich?
No, it's not.
Who's the
but
chick that was the
guy
doctor?
in it is what the hell's the guy's name?
Thomas Jane.
Thomas Jane. That's it.
I
Yeah,
love him.
that's what I was
By the
thinking
way,
of.
he was a good
I
Punisher.
love Thomas Jane too.
That's a good movie. I like that movie.
I saw that in
Punisher movie.
theaters. I think when it came out.
Yeah,
Ooh.
Samuel L. Jackson. Poor
he was
bastard.
great. Yeah, he gets annihilated by the shark. It's fantastic.
Yep.
We are so like this is hockey.
Yes.
Yeah.
This is
All right,
one
so-
of the rough ones. Let's just go with it. All right, what do you got that's
Yeah,
on tap?
I think
Tell
I
us
think
what's
we're
on tap, and then we'll
panicking.
just go with it.
I think it's
Yeah.
panic on the podcast. That should be
Well,
the title.
Yeah,
Yeah.
seriously. Well, this is what happens when only half of our parents show up. Steven's not here to chaperone, and Billy Dean is
I'm usually the one that tries to steer the ship, and what do I try to do?
Usually,
but we just
yes,
keep going
usually
on
you are.
tangents.
Yeah, you're big
Usually.
Papa.
yeah, that's
Yeah.
true.
So Panic at the Disco. You have
Arena.
roughly 4
Panic at the
teams,
Disco.
5 teams that are currently not doing what you kind of expect in the beginning of the season. Number one being Nashville Predators, who are 0-5.
That's crazy.
0-4 at
Mhm.
home, by the way. They have a -13 goal differential, and they're 4 studs, which they've paid a lot of money to bring them in the offseason.
Mhm.
Stammer, Marchessault, Betty Shea, and I saw someone put the goalie in there. But anyways, those 3 have not done very well at all. Tommy Novak has not been a good second-line center.
Mm-mm.
So that's the first team.
Shit.
Second team, and I'll lead to my question. Colorado Avalanche, 2-4, 4 points. They're sitting 7th in the division right now. They are 1-3 at home, a -8 goal differential. You have the Edmonton Oilers, also 2-4, 4 points. They are 1-3 at home, -12 goal differential. And then you have a couple other teams that are right about stinkage. Buffalo Sabres, 2 teams that could be playoff contenders. Buffalo Sabres 2-4, technically 2-5 because they have overtime loss. 5 points. They're sitting at 7th in division, and the Detroit Red Wings 2-3, only 5 games played, but they're 1-2 at home, -3 goal differential. Which one are you most panicked about, and then which one do you think this is stupid? It's just way too early.
I think it's way too early for everything, but
Okay.
if we have to pick something,
Yeah, I want one good, one bad.
yeah, I'm going back and forth between Nashville and Colorado only because I think I'm more worried about Colorado right now because of their
Injuries.
goaltending, how horrendous their goaltending is.
Oh,
And
okay.
they were 0. I think they started 0-4. They just got 2 wins, but it was against Anaheim and San Jose. Like you're supposed to win those games.
They should have those games.
Ooh, damn. And then Nashville only worries me, but I think they'll eventually get it together. But I think I heard something today, a stat like any team that's ever started 0-5 has never made the playoffs. I'm like, that's a
Really
interesting stat. Nobody's ever turned it around.
Stat.
Has never made the playoffs starting the season 0-5. So that worries me that they're on the wrong side of history. But I think they'll turn around. I have more faith right now, I think, in Nashville turning around than Colorado, because I'm really worried about Colorado's goaltending. It does not look good at all.
They've already talked about Mackenzie Blackwood, by the way.
He's a good goalie in spurts, but it's kind of replacing like for like with Georgiev there.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's what you're seeing with Colorado is you're seeing their lack of goaltending finally coming to fruition, where they've been able to get by with the team that they had in front of them for so long. That would probably be the one team if I was going to. I mean, I'm not really concerned right now because it is only like 5 to 6 games, but I'm with Schwim and the two teams. If you're concerned with anyone, it's Colorado, because maybe their goaltending woes are finally coming to fruition, like we've been worried about.
Yeah.
And then at the same time, too, Nashville, not so much, because that's a lot of new players to bring in that have never played together to be playing together now.
Yeah.
And on top of that, Soros was hurt, so he was out. You know, which is kind of interesting because they had Askarov that wanted to be traded because he wanted a chance, and in the beginning of the season, you know, you have Saros hurt, and that could have been his opportunity in order to kind of take the reins. But this Schwim to me has got to be the season where a team goes 0-5 and winds up making the playoffs, because there's no way that neither of those two teams are going to make the playoffs.
You got to think they are. It's going to be tough though, because they're the West
divisions.
Crazy.
The West is. But the West is definitely pretty crazy, but I think with the players and the skill they have there in Nashville, that
there's no way they can't.
They can turn that around.
I think they will. I think eventually.
It's just a matter of gelling.
Exactly.
I think that
scored the other night finally, so maybe he'll get going.
Yeah, I think that stat that you just gave us, the 0-5 teams ever made, I think they're going to buck that trend. So
yeah, I hope so.
For me. And I like Alexander Georgiev. He's a very good 1B goalie. And that's where I think Colorado really made the mistake. They brought him in and immediately gave him like 65, 70 games. The kid's never done that in his life. That's poor management, from a team that is Joe Sakic running it and has won cups, and I think it's very good. But you have to have another guy either in contention with him or helping him, and Noonan is not that guy. It's been Francouz, whatever. I always mess it up. And they've had a bunch of guys like that where these guys are also 1Bs, and you need that 1A guy. You need a guy that's going to get them 45 to 50 starts, and then
to take the 60 of the 40.
Yeah.
You need the guy to take the 60.
Yeah, and I think that they've burned him out. I really do. Also, when you look at the Colorado lineup.
Yeah, Colorado, Edmonton, Toronto, they all have the same problem. Yeah. They're stacked up front, and they can hide their goaltending woes until they need their goaltending. And they luckily got it from Stuart Skinner for Edmonton last year, but this is what happens when you don't have a good goalie. You know, look at the Metro. You have to have a good goalie. You have to have a great goalie in the Metro in order to do anything.
Oh, yeah.
In the West, you've got enough teams you can beat up on that you can be like a Colorado or an Edmonton and squeak by.
Mm-hmm. Listen, Colorado, obviously Landis Cogg's on IR, but these are the other guys they have on IR to start as of the 16th. Arturi Lehkonen, Valeri Nichushkin, Jonathan Drouin, Devon Taves. You're looking at 5 studs, top line players on almost any other team.
On IR.
And they're all on IR, sitting there, just twiddling their thumbs right now, trying to get back. Ross Colton's had a good little run up on the top line, but and obviously Nate Dogg is a beast, and he gets that oversized hat for their winner against San Jose. Middlestat has not played very well as a second line center.
They don't have a lot of depth on that team.
Yeah, well, that's the thing. They have Ivan. By the way, first guy ever to have a Saber
Yep.
first name,
First
last name play in the
names.
NHL.
Yeah.
Freaking great.
Kiwi Ranta.
Kudos to his parents for going for it.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Unlike Owen Power's parents who failed.
Yeah, they really blew it.
Failure
They were
of
not
parents.
Simpsons fans.
Oh my gosh.
And
Maxwell. They could have named him
yeah,
Maxwell.
they could have.
If my last name was Power and I had a son, I'd name him Maxwell.
Absolutely.
I would too. So obviously you look at those teams. I'm not worried about Edmonton Oilers. They have brand new pieces, Skinner and a bunch of guys, Arvidsson coming in, and they're learning their ways. But this team they're all relying on their offense and one or two defensemen, and that's pretty much it. Nashville,
They started like shit last year. Remember?
Yeah.
Look what happened.
And they went on a run.
So.
Nashville, no worries. You guys have all kind of said. I think everybody kind of sticks back. The team I'm worried about. And it's a team I had marked for the playoffs, the Buffalo Sabres. I have not seen anything from this team in the first 7 games that is making me feel warm and cozy about my playoff prediction. Cousins has not been very good. Tage Thompson has not been good. And listen, I know Peterka was hurt and he came back for a couple games and he came back. He's done pretty well, 4 goals. That first line, Tuck, Peterka, and Tage is. You would think it's lights out, but they just haven't really performed as well. But it's the rest of the guys, the Zuckers, the Greenways, and some of these other players, including their captain, Rasmus Dahlin, only has 2 points on the season in 7 games. They just haven't gotten much from that second, third, fourth line. And it is scary when you go to think and, about what could be for this team with Zach Benson, who's, he's got an offer on the season so far, -4, guys that were supposed to take the next step and just haven't. And I think the Buffalo Sabres and their goaltending obviously hasn't been very good either. I'm nervous about them, and I'm hoping that they turn it around.
You've got a team that was ready to take the next step with a bunch of young players that are doing something very similar to what the Devils did with Lindy Ruff as their coach, and the Sabres have Lindy Ruff as their coach. He's just not. He's not proving to be a young player developing coach. Like he had, he got stuff right. But once Travis Green left, I want to say that Travis Green commanded more of that room than Lindy Ruff. But Jack liked him to the point where they kept him. Probably a little bit too long. But I think you're seeing that now it's a trend. He's got all these young, real good players that should be playing better, and it's not what he's capable of as a coach.
They're all those players. Zucker at 32.
Yeah, it just seems he's not, and not every coach is a teaching coach. Some coaches are good teaching coaches with young guys. Some coaches are better outfitted for guys that are experienced, and all they kind of have to do is plug and play. And I think with this being the second team that was in a very similar situation, it looks like it's going about down the same road. He's just not that type of coach. At least not anymore. If he used to be, he's not anymore. So I'm curious how long it's going to take the Sabres organization to say, listen, man, you're a legend, but you got to take a step back right now. Like before we're.
How many times has he coached the Sabres? Is this his third or second time?
I know second for sure. Yeah.
Second. I can't.
I like the Sabres, but I can't pick them to make the playoffs without.
They should.
With
the players they have, they should.
Have more confidence going forward in picking them. Like as of right now, I can't do it. Just from what I've seen.
How do you guys
year after year?
I want to see Devin Levi do well in the worst way because he's a great goalie. Yeah, he's got a great mindset. I would love to see him do well, but he's just.
I don't get it. They have so many good young players, and yet they can't put it all together. These young guys, I guess, just can't take the next step or something. I don't think it's the coach. I mean, whoever you put in there, it doesn't seem to work no matter what they do. I don't know.
Maybe it's management putting a group of guys together that just doesn't work, and that's possible as well.
I don't know.
Brooks said still not good of a name as Magnus Corona. And then Ray Leo in Facebook Live, I thought this was a hockey podcast. Yeah, that's what most people think.
Ray Leo, this is really what it looks like when the three of us plus Steven hang out together. It's the most random of conversations. It's pretty much what it is.
We end up talking about the Simpsons most of the time.
We do, yeah. As Shorts guy's wearing his new Simpsons jersey.
Oh, yeah.
How old do you guys think Alex Tuck is?
late
Oh
20s.
God,
28.
terrible at
I
this.
thought he was
Yeah.
actually older. I thought he was
No, I
30,
thought I remember hearing
31.
like 28, 29, 30, something like that. So
And Tage Thompson's only 26. I would have also
Yeah.
thought he was a little bit older
Jeez.
because you've known him since St. Louis, right? He's been
Yeah.
a primo
Yeah.
prospect for a
he
while
had that
now.
he had that breakout year. What was it 2 years ago? Not last season. The
2
season
years
before,
ago.
I believe.
2 years ago, what,
And
90
you thought
points,
he would-
right?
Yeah, I think he had almost 100 points, right?
And
I have him on my fantasy team.
And how long until like the likes of Rasmus
94.
Dahlin are going to go to management and just be like, "Hey, I need to get out of here." Like
That's what's
how
going to
long?
happen. All these
Well,
guys
he
are going to
he
leave.
just got the captain. He just became
Yeah.
captain. Could you imagine?
Yeah, but at the same time, it's like how long are you gonna spend your
Waste
career in
away
a place? Because you only have
Man,
so many good years.
Tage Thompson had 20 power play goals the year that he scored 47. He had
was a
94
beast that
points in
year.
78 games. Yeah.
Yeah,
But
you know,
I mean, I'm not just blaming him. It's the whole something's up with the whole organization, man. And then
it is.
they just keep bringing coach after coach after coach, and nothing's working. I don't know what
They
they
don't-
need to bring in a player or something, a player coach. Maybe switch it up that way.
Yeah, but
I don't know.
then on the
Marty.
opposite, on the opposite, look what happened. You have Jack Eichel was there for a long time, and then look what happened when he left.
Yeah.
You know, he did real well when he left. So it's
Well,
got to be something.
also, he went to an absolute powerhouse of a team.
Agreed,
Well,
which helps him. It
Yeah.
it definitely helps him. But
I mean, look at all the
it's-
guys that have
he's-
left. Ryan
He's
O'Reilly,
flourishing over there.
he is flourishing.
right? There are so many guys that have come and gone from that.
Yep.
Obviously, last year Sam Reinhart,
Mhm.
Keith
They've
Middlestat.
all improved since
Yeah.
leaving Buffalo.
Yeah, it's got to be something with the organization.
Something in the water. I think maybe that's it.
Yeah.
And
so
you know,
here's
all I
actually,
have to say is poor JJ.
Yeah.
Poor
And I want to
JJ.
see Buffalo do it. It's not like it's a team I hate and I'm glad they suck. Like I like Buffalo. I want them to do good. It's not like it's Toronto or Philly or like I hate those teams. I don't want them to succeed. I want Buffalo to succeed. I want them back in the playoffs.
Yeah, I want Buffalo because Buffalo, New Jersey was a massive rivalry back in the
Mhm.
Brodeur Hasek days. Like that would be great to have that again. You know,
All right,
just like
so
stuff
here's
like
my
that.
trivia
Or like
question.
Buffalo, Toronto. Buffalo, Toronto
Yeah.
is
Yeah.
a great.
Imagine if we get
Local
that back
series.
as like a big rivalry.
Oh
Buffalo,
my
Toronto.
gosh,
That'd
that would be
amazing.
fantastic.
Yeah. There's only been one player ever that has played for all 6 original 6 teams. So Montreal, Toronto, Boston, Chicago Blackhawks, Detroit Red Wings, New York Rangers. You're not going to guess this player because he's from 1943 to 54. His name is Victor Ivan Lynn. There's currently a player
No relation
playing
to Marty.
right now in the NHL that has played for 5 teams. Can you guess who that player is? 5 of the original 6.
Still playing right now.
Still playing right now. He's a defenseman.
Defenseman
Can
playing.
you guess
football.
this player? He's known for his offense.
Mhm.
He most recently played for one of our teams. But he's played on a lot of teams in total.
Can you give us the original 6 team he has not played for?
He has not played for Toronto. No, sorry. He has not played for Boston.
Okay.
Interesting. Okay.
He's played for. He was drafted by Chicago. He's
Okay.
played
Okay.
for Montreal, Toronto, New York Rangers, and Detroit.
And were the Rangers the team you're referring to that he last played for one of our teams?
Well, yeah. He has played. Yeah, he's not played for either year 2.
Okay.
He's also played in Calgary, Philadelphia,
Jesus.
and Washington.
Who the hell's played for all these damn teams and is still playing?
Defense.
Yeah.
Defense. He once scored 60 points in a season with Chicago back as a third-year player.
Wow.
He I'm going to give this away if I do give you anything else. I mean, he currently plays on an original 6 team in the Atlantic.
Atlantic.
So yeah.
So what teams are in the Atlantic? Well, there's 3, so that actually doesn't really help you all that much.
Detroit,
Well, but you said he didn't play for
Montreal.
He currently plays in Detroit.
Huh.
This is great podcasting. Eric Gustafson.
Yeah, I
Jesus
was never
Christ.
going to get that.
Yeah.
Oh,
never
yeah,
gonna
Matt
get
Banky
that.
said Gus. Good job, Banky.
Hey, Matt would know that. Well done, Matt.
Yep.
Yeah, Matt would know that.
Yeah, very good. Yeah, I saw that trivia question. I thought it was pretty good.
That's a pretty good one.
Lindy Ruff was never this answer to anyone's problems. Yep, he was a horrible defensive coach for the New York Rangers, so I was very happy when he floundered your organization. Very,
Who was
very
that?
happy. I told Shorts Guy he wasn't going to like it. Right? Didn't I say that? You're not going to like Lindy?
Lindy.
Yeah, it didn't work out. It was
Was he there for
it was
2
green.
seasons?
Not green. It was not green. Burnett.
seasons,
It was
right?
really
Yep.
Burnett. I said green
Right, he
earlier.
got fired
It
in
was
the
really
second season?
Burnett that had
Or no?
the.
Wait,
it
was he
really
there 2
Burnett that
seasons
had
or
all
3
of it.
seasons, Shorts Guy?
Who, Burnett?
No,
Lindy.
Lindy Ruff. Was he
Lindy
there for
Ruff?
3?
3, I believe.
He got
yeah.
Oh,
fired
it was
on
2.5.
the third
Yeah, he got
season?
fired in the 3rd.
Yeah,
Yeah.
something like that.
Mm.
Yeah,
Okay.
Yeah.
that same time frame as your former coach that I can't remember his name that got fired before Laviolette. Not Quinn.
The guy who coached the Golden Knights.
Gerard Gallant.
Yeah, 3.
Gallant.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Gerard Gallant. Yep, 3 and out. 2.5 and out, really.
No, thank you. And some good injury news. You have Barkov skating and a step towards returning.
Good.
Celebrini probably out at least 2 more weeks.
Yeah,
We
that
talked
sucks.
about Duran going on IR. Alex Nedeljkovic joins the Penguins
He's
for a
back.
4-game road
Yep.
trip, so he's back. And unfortunately, Anthony Duclair of the New York Islanders is out long term. He kind of awkward lower body injury going into the boards, driving the net. This Islanders team, I mean, they're not really panicked because we didn't think that they would be any good. But I just have zero confidence in this team. I know they're 2-1-2, third in the Metro, but I have not seen Matt Barzal be Matt Barzal for a few years now. And,
Good.
you
Couldn't
know,
happen to a better player.
Horvat. Why don't you like Barzal? I don't know. You really? Why did you dislike Matthew Barzal?
I have not liked him in a couple years. Yeah, just like I don't
just
like
don't
the
like the
Islanders.
Isles.
Is it Devils related?
No.
Oh, huh.
No.
Okay. Canada related?
Nope.
Oh, speaking of which, Canada, I'll tell you about a name I heard as a definite add to the Team Canada, the Four Nations.
I think I
And
might have
I
saw the
wanna
same
vomit.
thing earlier.
Who?
I think I saw the same thing
Who'd
earlier.
you see?
Tom Wilson.
Yes. How the hell is Tom Wilson a definite?
Because he scored like
Canada
2
doing?
goals on us.
That's how you're
He
gonna
scored
lose.
2 goals. He scored 2
Holy
goals on us the other day.
If Canada wants
He
Tom Wilson on their team,
stinks.
I'm all for it.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Oh my
That
God,
is
Canada!
fantastic.
What are you doing? What, you think you need to have grit for the Four Nations tournament? You need skill. Like what's the? Oh my God, that's crazy. By
Maybe
the way,
they're gonna.
Islanders,
Maybe
Noah
they're
Dobson
looking.
leading with
So,
4 points.
are they looking to bring Dubois into that? Purely
I saw
Dubois into
that,
the
yeah.
Canadian team.
Is
If they're
is he
doing
gonna
that,
be
then
on-
maybe that's why
Can
they
he be
want
on
to.
Team Canada and then get traded from Team Canada to another country?
Yeah, because he decides not to play. Maybe Tom Wilson is the key to him doing well.
I saw some projections, and we might as well just kind of go through this now because I don't really have anything else. I mean, for the most part, right? For the most part, I've totally lost what I was going to say. This is just gone great. This podcast. The normal teams that you would think are doing well, obviously within the season. Rangers and Devils are sitting atop, although the Devils have 3 games in hand and only 2 points ahead.
So, still ahead.
I'm just saying. Rangers have some time to make up in some games. Florida's doing really well, 4-2-1. Boston, obviously 3-2-1. Sitting 1-2. Tampa at 3rd. Toronto at 4. So really, that's your 4 teams you think are going to make the playoffs. Are already 1, 2, 3, and 4 in the Atlantic Division. Capitals sitting in 3rd. Islanders 4th. But I can see Carolina obviously jumping up. They've only played 4 games, and we'll see who makes that 4th run, whether it be an Atlantic team or a Metro team. And then obviously in the West, Central. Winnipeg is on a heater. And did you guys see? I texted Steve the Winnipeg faithful chanting, "Where
I missed
is
that.
Rucker?"
Yeah.
McGroarty, because they're obviously unhappy he wanted to leave, and apparently and Elliot Friedman said this, the players were unhappy and they wanted to face him this game, and I guess maybe get a pound of flesh. They were upset about him, saying he wanted to be there, and then all of a sudden changing his mind. So we'll see what happens when he does make his eventual trip to Winnipeg. Dallas Stars 5-1, 10 points. They also said, by the way, Winnipeg fans, Jaeger's better, which is funny. Jets and Stars sitting 1-2. Utah Hockey Club 4-1-1. Obviously, the loss to the New Jersey Devils, and I forgot who they lost in overtime to, but doing pretty well 6 games in. Minnesota's right up there, 3-0-2, and then obviously at the back end you have Colorado and Nashville.
Speaking of Minnesota, I saw something today that Gustafsson has 1 goal.
Yes.
McDavid has 1 goal.
Yep.
Sid has
Matthews.
1 goal. Yeah, like they all have the same. Yeah. They're all on an even keel of goals.
Up until yesterday, he was. If you added Sid, McDavid, and Matthews, he'd have more goals than all 3 combined, which is it's always funny to see that.
Just awesome.
In the Pacific, Calgary Flames and Shorts guy. I don't know what to say because you predicted. I'm pretty sure I saw you. Right? Did you predict that they were going to make the playoffs? Where did my sheet go?
I believe I said not only playoffs, but Calgary and the Devils
did you
in the
win
finals.
The cup? Yes.
No, I said we'll win the cup. But Calgary is going to lose the cup to the Devils.
I mean,
that is bold, my friend. I like it.
Bravo.
Mm-hmm.
Absolutely bravo.
For now.
I did notice.
It's still early.
Oh no, because you said it was. Yes, Calgary. Wait, no, I have you. No, you said Winnipeg, New Jersey. And
I did say Winnipeg, but I said Calgary's going to make the
playoffs. Western Conference Finals. Yeah. Western Conference Finals was Calgary. So they're 4-1, 9 points. Wolves done pretty well. Same thing with Vladar. Kings sitting second, Kraken third, Vegas sitting 4, and then you have Canucks and Oilers sitting back. I can't imagine the Canucks and Oilers don't make the playoffs. Same thing with Vegas. So I predict all 3 of those teams will, in short order, make up this ground.
And I need, what's his name, Demko to come back from IR.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I would have probably won this week if I had a goalie that was playing.
Oh, my God.
Hurt.
Let's see it. What is it, 2-2?
Christ. No, 2-1 now because Vasi can't make a friggin' catch. It was right at him, and then it drops to the ground, and he's still standing there, and they just poke it in.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is Michael Sandillo Schwim.
Yep.
Scoring so far in the season, you got Makar, Panarin, and Reinhart sitting at 12 points apiece. Makar with 10 assists on the season already. He's been fantastic. Cooch leading in goals with 7.
Who's there at 5, nipping at his heels? 5
goals?
Yeah.
Well, Panarin has 6, so he's at the heels more so than and Kreider's 5 too. Who's it? Oh, Heischer?
No. I mean,
Paul
he's
Cotter.
there now too because he had 2.
Paul Cotter too. Yeah.
Paul Cotter.
Yep.
Rock Richard winner Paul Cotter.
Yeah. Tom Wilson, 5 goals, 1 assist, and 4 games played. So ridiculous. Cole Caulfield, 6 goals. Ross Colton, 6 goals. Another former Devil, or not former Devil. I'm thinking of
former Lightning. He's a Jersey kid, not a former Devil.
Yeah, he's from the.
Wanted him.
Yeah,
I would have gladly taken him.
Yeah, true. Who do you guys got leading in plus minus on this young season?
I've got the stats up, so I don't know if I can answer.
It's another former Tampa Lightning.
Cole Kepke?
Yep, Cole Kepke.
I didn't know he was on the Lightning.
Plus 10.
And then minus 8, 2 Nashville Predators, Colton Sissons and Michael McCarron. Jesus. I was like watching the negatives because it's always funny to see how bad people are playing. And then obviously goaltenders too early, but for Ottinger, new contract by the way, Jake Ottinger, $8.25 million per year.
Good for him.
Hellebuck and Connor Ingram all with 4 wins. Gustafsson with the only goalie goal of the young season. So very good. All right. Here's the lineup projections that I saw someone come out with. I think it was through NHL.com. For the Four Nations rosters. This was done in September.
Okay.
So Americans, I'm not going to go through everything, but just the normal names, right? Matthews, Eichel, Tage Thompson in there, Kyle Connor, Jack Hughes, both Kachucks, JT Miller, Jason Robertson, Matt Boldy, who I really like a lot, and then you also have Vincent Trocheck in there, Clayton Keller, Jake Gensel, a couple other names. Defense, Quinn Hughes, McAvoy, which I don't agree with, not just being up on the top pair. Fox, Slavin, the normal guys. Brock Faber and his awesome glasses. Obviously, the goaltending, Hellbuck, Swayman, Demko, and then if you want, Ottinger. One of those, four will be out, which is amazing. All three of them, four of them could be starters for any other team. Anything you guys, any names you think people are missing that should get called for when these real rosters go in?
I don't know. I'd be curious if maybe they leave a spot sort of open for someone who's hot.
Cole Caulfield, maybe?
Tournament. Yeah, someone who just kind of turns it up out of nowhere. Because there's always that one player that just out of nowhere is just lighting things up, and you're going to want that one player on your team. So no one off the top of my head that I can think.
Ross Colton.
Well, Ross Colton could. Jersey boy on that team. I'd love it.
That'd be cool to see, but I doubt it. I don't think Demko's going to make it purely based on his
injury
status.
Yeah, I agree.
It depends on how he comes back from the injury, though. If he comes back from that injury and he's lights out, then they have to take him. And then it's kind of like a no-brainer. But we're gonna have to see what he does. I mean, he'll also be, depending on when he comes back and what he looks like when he comes back, he could also potentially be the freshest of the goalies coming back too.
Yeah.
That tournament's February. By February, everyone's got some dings and some nicks, and he may come back. He may be at full health, whereas some of the other guys may be carrying something we just don't really know about. So it is possible that he's kind of like that dark horse. That's what I think we were talking about that last week.
Yeah.
So we'll see. We'll see when he comes back, what he's like.
All right. Team Canada.
What about William Nylander? Is he American or is he Canadian?
He's Swede.
Oh, that's right. He's Swede. I thought his dad had dual citizenship or something like that.
I think he does. But I think he likes Sweden, and he's been doing things for Sweden for the time being, or for at least for a while. Well, who's the other guy? Is it Thomas Chabot? I think it's Chabot that was born in the U.S. I think it's Chabot,
but he's Canadian.
It was either Chabot or Chikrin. It was one of those two. Either they were born in the U.S. but then grew up in Canada, so they chose Canadian citizenship.
I think it's Chikrin.
Goddamn traitors.
Not Chabot.
It is Chikrin. Okay.
I think it's him.
Goddamn traitor. Canada, obviously McDavid, Matthews. McDavid,
Matthews,
McKinnon,
American.
Crosby. Yeah, I know.
How dare you?
Braden Point, Mitch Marner, Brad Marchand, Reinhart, Connor Bedard. Guys like Suzuki, Nugent Hopkins, Hyman, Barzal, if you want. You have Mark Stone and Stammer. But really, I mean, if you really want to say Tom Wilson, I'm going to vomit my mouth.
No way.
Taves and Makar are probably the top pairing, right? Because you're going to have the two guys that are playing together, and both of them do deserve to play for Team Canada on that first pair. Theodore and Evan Bouchard, Dobson, Morrissey, Ekblad is there, right? Drew Doughty, if he comes back from injury.
Wow.
Goal?
No, Vasi made a save.
Oh, good.
Team is
goaltending, and this is just awful. Jordan Binnington, Stuart Skinner, Tristan Jarry, Joel Hofer, Aiden Hill.
That's all Canada's got right now?
Yeah.
That's all Canada has right now?
Yeah.
Yeah, their goaltending is not even close to ours.
It's really bad.
How did Canada all of a sudden go to hell producing goaltenders? I mean, almost one specific neighborhood in Montreal produced Yeah.
Brodeur.
There was one specific neighborhood in Montreal which produced some of the greatest of all time.
Yeah.
You know, you had Luongo's parents and Brodeur's parents running into each other. And then I think Fleury was from this, similar neighborhood as well. It's like, holy hell, you had all these great goaltenders coming out of Canada, and now they haven't had a single damn goalie come in a while.
It really does suck.
Oh, man, it's going to be that guy Ayers that played for
Robert Ayers,
Carolina next. Yeah,
E-Bug.
David Ayers. David Ayers will be on the team. Because that's all Canada's got.
Extremely funny. I would love to see that.
Gosh.
Would you rather have David Ayers or Tom Wilson on Team Canada?
Ooh. David Ayers can produce a win when needed.
It's true. He has more wins than Tom Wilson does in goal.
He does.
In goal.
And
we should put Tom Wilson in the net.
Way to go.
That's a great idea.
You never know.
Trim.
And if
goalie.
If the Zamboni guy calls out sick, David Ayers can jump on the Zamboni and cut the ice.
True, do both.
He's more versatile.
Swiss Army knife.
Yeah, he's more versatile.
I like it. I do like it. Yeah, the goaltender situation is horrible. Sweden. And, they put Zibanejad as the first-line center. I'm pretty sure it'll be Pettersson, but Pettersson's also looked pretty bad. But you got Nylander, Forsberg, Leo Carlsson, Lucas Raymond, Jesper Bratt, Elias Lindholm, William Karlsson, Joel Eriksson Ek, who I like a lot. It's pretty good forward lineup. Defense is where I think they blow away almost everybody else. Obviously Hedman, Rasmus Dahlin, Gustav Forsling, Hampus Lindholm, Matthias Ekholm, Erik Karlsson, Jonas Brodin. Their defense is
they're
awesome. Their goaltending is interesting, right? You have Markstrom, so Jacob Markstrom. You have Linus Ullmark. You have Jesper Wallstedt, who, depending on how he does in Minnesota, could be a very interesting piece.
I don't think for this tournament it would be him, but I think going forward,
eventually,
if he pans out to be who he's
Olympics.
supposed to be, Jesus Christ.
Yeah.
3-1.
3-1, not Tampa.
This is terrible. It's freaking odd man rush after odd man rush, or Tampa's taking a penalty. It's one or the other.
Oh, hey, sounds like a certain team I play for. Odd man rushes and bad penalties.
But yeah, Shrimp, their goaltending, I think, eventually will be very good. But Ullmark and Markstrom could do some damage depending on how they play.
Markstrom's got to work on his glove hand because his glove hand's been weak recently.
Yeah,
pretty much since the preseason, he's been letting up glove side goals. I want to say at a higher rate than any other. But it's one of those things that I would assume that he realizes and the staff realizes, and that they're going to start working on it if they haven't already done so. But he can still do it. But just like kind of like with the Devils right now, depending on how seriously he takes his tournament, this could be one of his only chances to really do it. So he may take it seriously to win it. So we'll see.
Yeah. I do kind of like, this is just some projections on Finland's roster, which, was a grain of salt, just projections. But the way that the forwards kind of line up, they actually have a self-made fourth line, and I'll get you guys' opinion in a second. But Barkov, obviously the top line center, Aho second center, Rupe Hintz third. Their center depth is very good. Mikko Rantanen, Mikael Granlund, Matias Michelli, Teravainen, you have Lehkonen, and you have Patrick Laine. Their fourth line is Anton Lundell, who they compare to Barkov as a mini Barkov. Eric Halla and Kaapo Kakko, I think would be a really good defensive fourth line. Very interesting. I liked how that kind of shook out. Defense, Mirko Heiskanen, Ristolainen, Olli Mata, Esa Lindell, Nico Mikkola, and Henry Jokiharju. Goaltending is Jussi Saros, so probably the second best goalie in the tournament. Ukko-Pekka Luukkonen, and then Kaapo Kakkonen. And a couple of guys, Ville Husso, possibly as a fourth guy.
They've got better goaltending depth than Canada, that's for sure.
Yeah. Oh, I think every team has better goaltending depth.
Yeah, I was going to say, I think every.
I'd take Minnesota. I'd take Sweden too. Yeah.
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 And that does obviously
building their goalies.
Yeah, really. Obviously it leaves out the Russians, which you'd have guys like Panarin and some of the other guys kind of lighting up. Malkin, who's second in the league in scoring.
Ovechkin would be on it. Vasi being that.
Who could make Canada? Jake Allen.
Yeah, he could. He could. He's our 1B for sure, and he's played well in the games he's gotten. He has a shutout. And he got the win against Buffalo. I think those were his 2 games.
You know who's playing well right now that could be also a candidate? Dustin Wolf. How about for
I thought he was
Canada?
American. I thought Wolf was American.
Unless I just missed that.
I'm
Oh,
pretty sure
never mind.
Wolf's American. He's an American boy.
California. He's in
Nice.
California.
Yeah.
Well, another goaltender add to our seeming riches.
Yeah, and you
He
can
better
even
not
add
defect to Canada.
No, he won't. Then we
And
can
of course,
blame
Toronto
Canada.
has Dennis Hildeby, who they like a lot. He's 6'7", by the way. Dennis Hildeby. He's Sweden, so that's even better. I
Is
like
it
seeing
Canadian?
who
Toronto's goalie.
Stolars? No, he's American.
No,
Stolars?
not
He's American.
Stolars. Wall.
Oh, Wall.
Yeah.
Oh, is he
I actually
American?
don't know.
Or is he Canadian?
Alex Lyon is from Minnesota.
Yeah, he's an American
I
boy.
actually don't know.
Yeah, Joseph Wall's American.
Oh man,
That's
Look at
great.
that.
Canada
got two
has
American goalies.
nothing. Yeah,
man.
2 Americans.
I'm loving that the U.S. is producing such good goaltending. I love it.
Yeah. We're churning them out now.
Mrazek
We're
is-
like Russia.
Czech, Czechia. Like you look down like the list, right? There's no one in the first. What is Casey DeSmith? Is he American? She's American. There's no one in the top 30 Canadian that is Canadian in goaltenders. This is crazy. What's Montebo? Oh, here, right. Montebo is Quebec. So maybe
I was going
he.
to assume he's French Canadian.
Yeah, it does make sense. Yeah, that's funny. Because Rittich is Czechoslovakia. There is no one. I love it.
It's amazing. I mean, unless Devin Levi really picks it up.
I guess Levi would be maybe the guy.
I mean, he's had
James
success in the
Reimer?
tournament.
Oh, God.
Levi's had success in a
I'd
the
rather have
tournament.
Tom Wilson
before.
in net than James Reimer.
Gosh.
Connor Ingram is Saskatoon, 27.
Okay,
young
I
guy.
would put him there. I put him
Yeah,
in there.
okay.
Him
I'd
and,
rather
him and Levi.
Yeah, I'd rather him. You got Talbot. He's Ontario. Man, it's so bad.
Man.
Is Spencer
Canada
Knight?
is-
He's also American. Spencer Knight, like
He's
good
American.
young goalies.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. Go America.
Wow.
Churning out
I love it.
goalies.
They might just bring back
USA.
Marc-Andre Fleury because they have nothing else.
He's not a bad
What?
He's not a bad one to go to if you need it
Yeah,
for a
go to
tournament
whatever
for
else
short
you got.
spurt.
Yeah.
If he's
Yeah,
willing
he's
to
got the
play,
experience and everything.
yeah, he
I'd
does.
play him.
That's for sure.
Matt Banky asking, how did Russia jump to the forefront of goaltending again? Actually, I think a lot of it had to do with what's the Vladislav Tretiak. They started looking
Tretiak?
into all those like goalie drills that he used to do with the Russian Soviet army, and a lot of those guys, following Hasek as well, started to, look into the old tapes and seeing how guys could go. And I know that Shesterkin's talked about this, Vasilevsky, obviously Sorokin, and I'm missing one other good Russian. Bobrovsky started looking at these old tapes and kind of following all that. Would you rather have America or Russia in terms of goalies? I think Russia just by a hair.
Russia.
Yeah.
Just because Vasilevsky, I think, is really that turn. He's the cup winningest goalie in Russian.
Russian
right?
goalies have
Like,
one more. Russian goalies have one
Only
more.
one of them. Only one of them.
Oh.
Oh, Bobrovsky now too. Sorry, I forgot
Bobrovsky, yeah.
Yeah. Yeah,
Oh my
because
God,
when you look at
gotta be
Americans,
freaking
right?
kidding me.
Hellebuck, Ottinger.
How does that even go in? This is awful.
For
It's
what?
just a point shot
Shrimp cam.
from with nobody in front of the net. It just went right in. Like,
hey,
what's
Shrimp,
going on?
people.
Shrim, I'm available. I'm available to sign for Tampa.
I would love for you to play right now. I don't know what's going on.
Oh, I have Vasilevsky in my on my team. Son of a.
Good.
I forgot about fantasy.
What is? I could have made that save.
Shrimp, I'll trade
And
you
I'm
Vasi
freaking
in
awful.
the
Holy
UMass League.
shit.
By the way, do you know who is a free agent in our fantasy hockey
I
league?
get pulled.
No.
Goaltender.
Who?
He is getting pulled. Vassie's getting pulled.
Russian shorts guy, Anton Khudobin.
Anton Khudobin.
Actually, this might be good. Maybe I'll get Vassie tomorrow. They're pulling him now
possible.
and resting him. Maybe they'll play him tomorrow.
It's possible.
Oh, man. So bad. Well,
So bad. What a
Yeah,
horrible second
it is.
period. Their second periods always suck for some reason. I don't get it. It's 1-1,
This is
and now
pretty good.
all of a sudden it's 4-1 on like 4 shots.
So, Dean, I got a question for you.
Shoot.
I got a question for you. Is it possible to send a player with his own commercial down to the AHL?
Oh, I was going to say this too because I knew someone would bring up Matt Rempe. Yeah, first of all, the commercial, very good. I do like it. He's a better actor than he's a hockey player.
Not hockey.
He
Yeah.
had 7 minutes the other night. I was looking. He had over 7 minutes the other night.
I think his commercials are longer than his actual ice time.
Yeah, I think so.
I may have already said
3
that.
minutes
I might have
in
said
an
that last
overtime game. It just
Mhm.
his analytic numbers are actually good, and it is bewildering to me how that's possible. And I started thinking about it's because he's so reckless. Other teams are actually scared of him when he's on the ice because they don't know what the hell he's going to do. So they cough up pucks, and he actually gets analytic numbers because of this. And it's so frustrating that this idiot, and not really aiming it towards him, Rempe. It's more just the situation and what he's become. That this just cluster F has become what it's become. It's just it's
and
so.
now it's going to be evened up.
I love it.
So
I love it.
Friggin' stupid.
I love it. You can't send a player with his own commercial down to the AHL, nor can you cut him.
Yeah.
Nor can you have him in the press box because the Garden Faithful want him on the ice.
I hate it. I hate every minute of it.
Would you rather talk about him or the Jets?
Oh my God. I have been. I'm going to say this for the podcast on Thursday. It's. I don't know. It could be rock bottom. For me, at least.
It's bad.
I don't know
It's
that
bad.
I've been as frustrated with the franchise or this team because the Jets have been the only frustrating franchise that I've really had. Like the Rangers had bad seasons, but they've always at least
Giving you
somewhat
some
got my
hope.
hopes up.
Some
yeah.
Hope, yeah.
And hope not meaning like the beginning of the season when all of a sudden these rosters are created and hey, look, the Rangers got Aaron Rodgers. Like that's not hope. It's them going to the playoffs and actually building my trust and confidence. The Jets have not made the playoffs. They're the longest running North American major franchise to not make the playoffs in 13 13 years.
Buffalo?
I have to try
more
to
than Buffalo?
Yeah, they're longer than Buffalo. Yep.
That's crazy.
Buffalo has 12 and they're 13.
How was Devontae Adams in his debut? Did he do anything?
He was horrible. It's
watch
another excuse for Aaron Rodgers to make, who's played like absolute dog do. I can't. I don't know if I could do this anymore. I was saying this to my uncle, who's a Giant fan, and he's complaining about his team.
We're not much better.
Well, you guys are much better. You can't complain when you've had Super Bowls in your lifetime and had continued success. You had a franchise quarterback for almost 20 years. Like I don't want to hear it from Giants fans saying, "Oh, poor us." Step on the green side. We've had just horrible after horrible after horrible, and there's no. I don't see an end in sight. Yeah, fine. We have Rodgers, and like he's been. The bad part is he's played so bad. He's the best quarterback we've had in 30 years. I don't understand how that's possible.
Is this like
they have
the
talent.
Favre experiment?
I would love to trade him to Minnesota. I'll get whatever I can for him.
Get Sam Darnold back.
I don't.
Sorry, Dean. I didn't mean to put you in a bad mood.
On Sunday, this team's been made me a bad mood for 40 years of my life almost. This team on Sunday plays Russell Wilson, who couldn't beat out Drew Lock last year, who, if you have two quarterbacks, you don't have one, and they're trying to get a shot into their arm. They were playing a middle school offense on Sunday where it was either he would chuck it up 50-50 balls or they'd run the ball. Like you teach that to middle schoolers. You either throw the ball and hope that someone catches it on your team or run the ball. And multiple times, one went off the stupid guy's helmet and then George Pickens makes a catch off of his helmet. The other one, the interception that Rodgers threw the second time, first interception was a horrible throw. The second one, it hits off of Garrett Wilson's chest and bounced right to the same freaking guy that the first interception, and he runs it all the way back. Luckily, Adams actually made a good play and made a tackle at the 1 yard line, only for them to rush it in again. And then to add insult to injury, in fantasy, no one really cares about my fantasy team, but this is just insult to injury for myself. They suck. They let this guy in. They allow 31 unanswered points, which hasn't happened to the Jets in a while. But the guy who runs it in, Najee Harris, just right up my hole in fantasy football, where now I'm probably going to lose to trash, which we all know is a bad thing.
You get
I
relegated
just
for when that happens.
I should.
You could be relegated.
I don't know what to do. And I was saying this to them. I was talking about my uncle. If a team gives you 10 straight years of absolute utter devastation and pitifulness and just embarrassment, and you should get to pick another team, and no one can give you crud about it. Like you should just you get a freebie. And I'm not saying I'm going to go and root for the Kansas City Chiefs. Like I'm actually literally thinking about who I want to go and root for. I'll take like a team that is middle of the pack. I'll even take the Jaguars. I don't care. Like I just
don't do that.
I need something different in my life. I can't continually just. And I send you that meme of the guy who says he's a Jet fan. It's very funny, and it's like, Sunday afternoon. Wife's like, "Oh, you want to go do something?" And I'm like, "No, I want to watch the Jets." And she's like, "Well, the Jets make you miserable.
Really?
Why do you want to keep doing it?" Because I want to. I enjoy. Apparently, I enjoy this misery. I love that my heart just continually just gets stabbed by the goddamn Jets.
The little kid and Big Daddy had it right.
Yeah,
that's like me with the Red Bulls. It was 10 plus years of just abject misery. Every single October, November, December, even September when they lost the Cup final in Kansas City. No, that was
and then you see obviously the Lady Liberty doing very well and winning the championship for New York.
Yeah,
so good job, Lady Liberty.
Good for them. I saw that. I had no idea.
They're the original WNBA franchise, 28 years. They finally win a championship, and I'm like, oh, there might be hope. And then the Jets go and lay the egg that they did yesterday.
And there's one New York team that has not yet won a championship. Only one.
Buffalo?
Nope, New York City.
Red Bulls?
Yep, Red Bulls. Never won a championship.
Well, are they? I mean, I guess so. Well, technically, I mean, just like the Giants and the Jets, that really the only professional franchises in New York are the Buffalo Bills, the Sabres, the Yankees, Mets, Rangers, and Islanders.
Liberty.
And
Liberty and City.
Oh, and City, yeah.
I mean, it's also
Jersey's kind of stolen the other
It's a 5-on-3. How are you missing the net?
To put your By the way, for everyone watching Schwim at home, this is kind of what we've wanted to do for the playoffs for the last however many years we've been doing this. Just put a live webcam on Schwim to watch
playoffs
the playoff
is like
games.
Ramped up a million times. Like my wife hates my guts during the playoffs. Like literally.
She does.
She's hated you for a while now.
She can like tolerate me right now, but she's still like, I'm not happy about this. But when the playoffs start, that wasn't in. God damn it. You had a slam dunk. How do you not put that in? It's on the goal line. Just smash it in. Holy shit.
Smash it in. Smash
Who is that? Is that Hagel?
Smash
cancel, you asshole.
Well, at least I'm not the other one that cursed, so that's good.
And by the way, everybody, this is also how Schwim acts when his team is up like 5-0.
Yes,
I'll still be complaining. Absolutely,
his team could be up 5-0 and miss a slam dunk goal, and he'll still complain.
Just had a 2-minute 5-on-3, and
Schwim
can't friggin' do anything. This is awful.
Yep. Man, last week Sam Reiner had nine points and a +7 rating in 4 games. That is a big time. Panarin had 8 points in 3 games, and then you had Gustafsson, who had the first goalie goal, and he was also 2-0. Not bad. All right,
Nico Hischier, 2 goals in 11 seconds.
Yeah, that's true. I saw that.
Yeah,
he's still pretty good.
That's where
he's still not Patrice Bergeron, like most of your fans are comparing him to.
Not yet. Don't worry, not yet.
No, not yet. You can't even. He's not even close to what he is.
Not yet.
I don't want to hear it from you. You're a smart Devils fan. I don't want to hear it.
Most of your fan base thinks they're going to retire number 73.
I just that game I went to, it was so infuriating. The guy behind me was saying like, "You got to play rugby more," and I'm like, "Oh, come on, man!
Why?
Why? I don't know."
What was
He's
his
tough.
reasoning?
He hits like he came in for like a big hit and he completely shanked. He missed, and the board's like flying all over the place. He's like, "Whoa, that was a big hit." I was like, "He didn't even hit him. He missed the target."
Is that what he wants?
He's like he's like a Russian missile. It just or a Korean missile just misses its target every time. Oh, man. All right,
Billy Dean's
my
fired
beer, pumpkin,
We're all fired
Penning's hard
right now.
cider, solid 4.
I got 4.0 also for my Iron Cage Hellas Bach.
What if I give 60? Probably a 5 because it's one of the few perfect beers.
Yeah,
It is pretty great.
Trim.
Mm-hmm.
You have trivia?
So we're gonna end it. Yeah, I got a trivia question for you guys. Who are the 4 current NHL players, and they're the only players left in the league who are not wearing a visor? They're
I saw this. Reeves is one of them.
Reeves is
Yeah,
one.
Ryan Reeves.
There's 4 total. That's it.
I saw this the other
Jamie
day
Benn.
too.
Jamie Benn is 2.
90 on Nashville.
No, Ryan O'Reilly.
Yes.
I thought he does.
O'Reilly?
Ryan O'Reilly doesn't.
Ryan
I thought
O'Reilly.
I saw him
Yep.
with the visor on.
And the last one, I'll give you a hint.
Is it
Former
Zadorov?
Tampa Bay Lightning.
Oh.
Mm-mm.
Pat Maroon? No.
Nope. That's surprising.
Where
Though.
does he
I
play
thought
now?
he would be, but no.
It is surprising. Yeah.
Yeah, it is.
Where does he
you
play
want me to
now?
Tell you, he's in Minnesota. I
can't
believe he
remember.
was
I
a
saw it.
number 3 overall pick way back when. He was on Tampa.
Yeah, I can't remember.
Years ago.
I saw it, but I
I'm
can't
blanking.
remember.
Zach Bogosian.
Bogosian.
Yep, that's it.
Yep.
Tampa
only
Bay
4
legend.
Horrible hockey.
They'll
player.
retire his number
Yep.
2.
Him and Mike Smith.
Yep.
Tampa Bay legend.
Greatest
Mike
Tampa
Smith.
Bay Lightning goalie of all time.
Yep.